Introduction. Heavy rainfall and high water retention in all residential areas produce flooding, which is one of the most common natural disasters. Flooding can occur as a result of reservoir overflow or excessive rains in areas where drainage systems are not properly maintained. Water might appear to be so innocuous and tranquil that large amounts of it can cause flooding. Flooding can occur naturally or be aided by environmental conditions that disrupt the flows of water. The number of floods has increased as a result of climate change. Deforestation has a negative impact on climate change since it raises temperature on the planet's surface. Extreme climate change, such as storms, snow, and rising seas, are linked to global warming. Floods are the result of such atmospheric changes. Flooding occurs when water leaks and submerge dry soil surface. It occurs when the flow of water from a source exceeds the typical limit. Floods are harmful to the environment. A tropical depression made landfall on the east coast of Peninsula Malaysia on December 16, 2021, bringing 3 days of severe rain to the peninsula. The floods that followed, which hit 8 states throughout the country, killed at least 48 people and left 5 more missing. It resulted in the eviction of more than 71,000 people at its peak. It is the country's worst flood in terms of displaced people since the Malaysian floods in 2014 and 2015. It has also been compared to the Kuala Lumpur floods of 1971. It is the deadliest tropical cyclone to strike Malaysia since Tropical Storm Greg killed 340 people in 1996. At weather stations in Selangor and Kuala Lumpur, record precipitation was recorded. The states of Selangor and Pahang, particularly the Hulu Langat area and the city of Shah Alam, has reported widespread damage. Malaysian government has been criticized for its tardy response and disinterest in the aftermath of the accident. Scientists, climate activists, and the media have overwhelmingly linked to this calamity to climate change-related extreme weather. Kelantan was one of the first states to be hit by the tropical depression, strong rain. On December 16, water level in 5 rivers in Kelantan increased, 3 of which reached unsafe levels in the next 2 days. A measurement of 29.82 meters was recorded at Sungai Galas in Dabong and Sungai Lebir in Tualang, Kuala Krai. To prevent the virus from spreading to other refugees, 2 patients afflicted with COVID-19 have been evacuated in Gua Musang Hospital. The flood reached Pasir Mas on December 18. The body of a drone factory operator was discovered near a Chinese cemetery in Kuantan the next day, prompting the first death report. As the number of evacuated victims increased to 1,084, 9 additional emergency shelters were opened across the country, for a total of 17 shelters. To keep crowd from approaching the Kelantan River, which was about to overflow, police were stationed at Sultan's Pier in Kota Baru. Later that day, the number of displaced casualties reached 2,632 but have progressively decreased since then. The number dropped to slightly under 1,000 individuals the next week, and by December 24th, there were 974 people in 5 separate shelters.
Issue: floods are defined as a surge of water that drowns dry surfaces. It is a natural disaster that arises in Malaysia every 12 months. Floods also often affect individuals, society, and the financial system. The most recent cases in Malaysia include up to 10 people of various age who died recently. There are also animals and pets that have died as a result of the flooding in the area. The east coast of Malaysia, including Kelantan, Terengganu, and Pahang, has been hit the hardest. Based on the Galas and Lebe River in Kelantan, which is one of the places that has been hit the hardest because of their overflowing rivers. This happens when there is more water upstream than usual, and as it flows downstream to the adjacent low-lying areas, there is a burst and water gets into the land. Thus, areas near rivers are at risk from floods. Other than that, there is a monsoon wind every year from October to March. The monsoon had an effect on the clouds, causing them to form faster and heavier. Therefore, the amount of rain that falls each year keeps increasing because of global warming and climate change. Atmospheric situations might also lead to heavy rain. All of the following will cause rainwater levels to rise, causing overflows in river, streams, and drainage systems. That's all for me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum and hi, my name is Rosalinda and I will explain about process. First, setting up the connection rod that provide the spacing and stability to the barrier by using adjustable connection rod for installing corner element. The rod provide a standard 1.23 meter center between support. Number 2, setting up the steel frame at a 45-degree angle. Number 3, scatter the plastic membrane on the steel barrier to secure the front of the barrier and out from the barrier along the arm. Number 4, seal the plastic membrane by using the chain and cable tie and place it on the front edge of the membrane on the ground to provide an inertial weight to the membrane until the water arrives.
My name is Nusra Kana and I'm going to continue on the materials and also the technology used in this project. The material used in this project, first is the support that is a foldable galvanized steel frame that supports the barrier at a 45-degree angle, and it takes up the most important barrier rods, and it is provide attachment point for the connecting rods and also aluminium or wooden panels or pellets. Number 2 is the connection rods. The connection rods provide spacing and also stability of the barrier. It is allow easy assembly and structural strength, and it is used to assemble corner elements. Number 3 is the barrier surface materials. The barrier surface materials such as aluminum sheets, waterproof plywood sheets, or wooden pellets are used as a supporting barrier surface, and it is provide stability and strength to the barrier. Number 4 is the alulogs. The alulogs secure the sheets of aluminium or plywood to the front face of the barrier, and it is quick to install and also to remove. Number 5 is the plastic membrane. Plastic membrane secured to the front of the barrier and out from the barrier along the ground, as it is made from reinforced polypropylene. Number 6 is the sealer clip. It is used to secure the plastic membrane to the top of the barrier. Number 7 is the change with the carabiner. The change with carabiner provide initial weight to the membrane until the water arrives. Number 8 is the windshield. The windshield is a design barrier corner element that allow multiple angle configuration, and it is to hook over the special extendable connection routes. Number 9 is the extension, which is capable of extending the geodesic barrier from 1.25 meter to 1.8 meter, and the additional sheets of plastic membranes are added to complete the additional height. Number 10 is the wall connection. The wall connection secured to an existing wall surface, as it allows the plastic membrane to be secured to the wall to improve the sealing of the barrier. Last but not least, number 11 is the float pump. The float pump is used to cope with the flood water, as it can pump 3,000 liters per minute. Next, for the technology, we use two technology, which is crane and also the drill. The crane, first the crane used to lifting heavy loads that are beyond human willpower, and it is focused on heavy construction work and are kind of heavy lifting tasks. The crane can also move the heavy loads and transport them to the other place. In this barrier, cranes can help in manufacturing for assembling heavy equipment. Number two, for the drill. The drill is a tool used in making round hole or fastening the bolts. In this project, we use drill to fasten the bolts on the barrier. The drill has hand operated and also the machine type. Bolts and nuts are used to connect between the galvanized steel frames on the steel connection rod.
For method, first step is discussion with other members to share ideas, to divide the task for each group members, and to find area affected by flood. Okay, second step is make the final decision. Geodesign barriers were selected. Kuala Kelantan is the area selected for this project. Third step is find information related. To calculate the area of the project site affected by the flood, identify the material and to use, find technology that need to be rented and used at the project site. For the fourth step is visit the project site, make sure that area calculate is correct, identify the type of geodesign barriers that are suitable for use at the project site, and to ensure that the required transportation can enter the project site. Okay. The first step is construction work commenced. Delivery other required material to the project site. The installation of geodesign barrier is done on the riverbank. Cranes are used to erect geodesign barrier as high as 8 meters. And for the last step is inspection. Geodesign barrier work well or not and are safe for breakers. And to ensure that geodesign barriers do not interfere with the daily routine of buildings. For conclusion, floods are caused by many factors such as heavy rainfall, unusual high tides or failure of dams, or other structures that contain water. Heavy flood usually lead to the landslide and easily damage the properties. Flooding can give long-term trauma to the victim. Because of this, the barrier that will be installed need to use suitable and high-quality material to ensure a strong barrier that is able to withstand the water pressure. The more important and need a little detail is a process when installing the barrier. Furthermore, the flood can be prevented if the soil is more fertile and can absorb more water from the flood.